When rivers flow into the sea or ocean, they create an estuary. These areas have been vital for both human habitation and the natural world in general. As the river gets close to the sea, the flow of the water slows down, meaning it broadens out and starts to deposit large amounts of the sediment that had been suspended in the water when it's flowing faster. The fresh river water now also mixes with the salt water of the sea. The precise point at which this happens during the day depends upon the tidal range. It varies during the day. These two factors mean that life in the estuary has a both great advantage and a great challenge. The advantage created by the depositing of the sediment means the soil around the estuary is rich and full of nutrients for plants to grow in, and the spreading out of the estuary means that these nutrients are generally spread over a wide, flat area, again making it ideal not just for plant life in general, but also for agriculture. The challenge comes down to the seawater, which can add some substantial salt deposits to the land, especially during bad weather of a storm surge. This creates a nearly ideal situation for human habitation. Inland is an area of rich, fertile farmland which changes into a salt marsh as you get towards the sea. And in the river itself and the sea will generally be large amounts of fish specially adapted to the conditions found in the estuary. Saltwater marshes generally act as an effective barrier to sea encroachment and protect the land behind it, and that can be harvested both for wildlife and reeds and other similar plant life in the saltwater marsh as well. What this does mean is that nearly all early human civilizations settled in and around an estuary like the Nile or the Euphrates. Even today, nearly half the world's population is currently living in these types of areas all around the world. It's especially so because the large flat areas of the estuaries that were so good for early farming also make ideal places to build large cities, including buildings, transport networks, with the river and coastal areas making it ideal for both fishing and international trade. Problems come down with the development of this environment. As the cities expand, there is a temptation to drain the saltwater marshes in order to give the cities room to expand into. But this also in turn reduces their protection from the sea. Also, human pollution from the river, either from biological waste or fertiliser runoff, and industrial pollution can make life difficult in and around the river. Now, with the possibility of global warming, when you combine the loss of the saltwater marshes with a rise in sea levels, the number of people living in these cities is also then a vast number of these people whose homes and livelihoods could be drastically affected both by normal flooding and by storm surges, let alone catastrophic effects of a tsunami. What this does mean is that these environments need very careful management in the future, or life may become very difficult in modern estuaries. Thank you.